Hi, I'm Beth with 50 Plus Beauty, and I'm excited to be here with you this evening to show you my Retin-A skincare application. I'll be showing you applying my Retin-A and my other products. But first, if you're not a subscriber, I hope you'll subscribe and click the little bell. That way you'll be notified of my future videos, and it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. I don't get your email or anything like that. It just helps you follow along with my makeup and skincare videos. Now, this is my little group of skincare products. For many of you who saw my earlier video, I used to just put them all in a big gallon baggie, but I did find this at the Dollar Tree and thought it was a good way to keep those products kind of all corralled. Before I get into applying the products, I'll tell you a little bit of my history. Back in January, about 8 months ago, I started using Retin-A, and I started with this 0.05%. In fact, I bought this in Mexico at a trip about January 23rd of 2017, and I've been using the same tube for the past 8 months, so you can see I still have a little bit left there. But at the first of this month, I started on the Retin-A 0.1%, which is the strongest strength available. And I will tell you, if you're just starting out on your Retin-A journey, I totally recommend that you start out as I started out. I did this just one night a week for the first month. In the second month, I added a second night a week. In the third month, I did 3 nights a week. And I think in the third month, I started adding maybe a fourth and a fifth night. And then in the fourth month, I got up to 7 nights a week. So it took me maybe 4 months to get up to using this 7 nights a week. And I will tell you, even with going in there slowly, I did have some redness and peeling at the very first. And later on in this video, I'll tell you a product that really helped me in terms of the redness and the peeling. Actually, when I started this at the beginning of the 8th month, I've been on the 0.1 for about 3 weeks. I was kind of afraid to start it because it had taken me maybe a couple of months to get my skin used to the 0.05. And I thought, oh no, is it going to take that amount of time again? And I was dreading it. So I thought I would do it 1 night a week. So I added it at the first of this month. I did 1 night, and I woke up the next morning and went through the day, and it seemed fine. So I went ahead and used it the second night. And then I used it again the third night, and I had a little bit of peeling on the 4th day, but nothing major, just little bits. Very quickly, I got up to 7 nights a week on this. It did take me 8 months of using the 0.05 to get here. Now I am 7 months a week on the 0.1, and I'm so excited to have gotten here relatively easily in the 8th month. Please do start slowly if you're starting the Retin-A. Otherwise, you'll be like I was in my 40s. I started it then, and I started right out on the 0.1. I used it 7 days a week, and I tried it for 3 years, and I looked like a peely snake the whole time. So that did not work, and I ended up quitting. But this time, because I started so slowly, I was able to work my way up gently, and now I've been on it 8 months. And what I've been able to tell so far is a little bit of a decrease in the hooding on my eyes, although I still do have the hooding on my eyes, but that seems to be somewhat improving with the Retin-A. Also, I just think the texture of my skin does seem to be improving. Before I started using the Retin-A, it's kind of hard to explain, but my skin just looked kind of grayed and kind of dull and just kind of old and just had an old look to it. That's all I can really say. But now that I've been using the Retin-A for 8 months, and they do say it can take 8, 9, 10 months before you really start to see the huge benefits of Retin-A, but I have noticed that there is an increased glow to my skin. You can kind of see a little bit of glow there, and that really wasn't there 8 months ago. I do believe that Retin-A is giving my skin just a little bit of a younger look, a more dewy look, a more firm look. It just really has a younger appearance, which I'm very excited about. And actually, scientifically, Retin-A has been proven to increase collagen and elastin and to make your skin cells turn over more quickly. Because when we were younger, our skin just sloughed off and turned over very rapidly. But as we age, the skin turnover slows down. That's what leads to the dull look, the dry look, the kind of wrinkly look of one's skin, is that the skin is just not turning over. It's not exfoliating as much as it should be. Retin-A or retinoids are proven to bring you younger looking skin, which is a wonderful thing. Okay, so let's get into what I do. The first thing I put on every evening is this hyaluronic acid, and this is the timeless hyaluronic acid. And I'll just show you how I do it. I just get a little dropper full here and just put it in my hand, and then I just kind of go over my skin just very quickly. You know, it's nothing that difficult. And then I do put all of my skincare on the backs of my hands, just use the last little bit on that. And the reason hyaluronic acid helps is that it plumps up the skin and gives it much more moisture. As we age, our skin gets drier and dustier and just doesn't have the youthful moisture that it once did. And so the hyaluronic acid actually holds 1,000 times its weight in moisture or water, and so it just plumps up the skin cells and helps the skin look younger and dewier. So that's the first step. And I really don't put these serums on in any given order at all. One of the serums that I use is this Timeless Serum. It's the 20% vitamin C plus E plus ferulic acid. And I'm just going to go ahead and shake that up first. And then I just put a little bit of that in my hand here, maybe about that much. And then I just wipe it all over my face. Actually, I don't think I got quite enough. I'll get a little more here. And then you just do your neck. And that's the vitamin C and how that looks. And vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant, and it protects the skin and thickens it. And it reduces skin discoloration, which I think I've really been noticing that, I still have some of the discolorations on my skin, but they do appear to kind of be blurring out, which is really positive. And the next serum I use is another Timeless Serum, and it's Coenzyme Q10 Serum. And what Coenzyme Q10 does, it's something that occurs naturally. And again, I just do a little dropper, about a little half dropper, put that on my hand just like that. From the time we're about 30 onward, our levels of coenzyme Q10 in our skin decrease rather markedly. And what coenzyme Q10 does is it helps your skin produce collagen and elastin at a much faster rate. Collagen thickens the skin and elastin makes it more pliable. And wrinkles are caused in part when the skin has little folds in it and it's not elastic enough to just kind of push out those folds. So the skin folds and stays wrinkled as we get older. So this coenzyme Q10 helps with the elastin in the skin. Now the next thing I do is this Nivea Skin Firming and Smoothing Serum. And Anne-Marie had a wonderful video about this. It really does kind of decrease bags and sags and wrinkles. So I put that all over my neck. And then I also put that a little bit on my eyelids because I would like my eyelid hooding and the little fat pads I have in my eyelids to kind of go away. It's not necessarily good to use the Nivea all over your face unless you have fat areas that you would like to reduce. Now, after I apply my serums, I do go ahead and apply my Retin-A, and I do it over wet skin. It does not seem to cause more irritation for me, and I've done some research on it, and they say that you can do it either way. If you think your skin is a little more sensitive, then you might want to wait the 10 minutes or so and let your skin dry out before you apply it, but I've never had a problem going ahead and applying it. So what I do is I just, undo the lid, and then I take a pea-size amount, which is all you need on the Retin-A. More is not better when it comes to Retin-A. And so that's the little pea-size amount. It actually looks a little bigger than it is. But I just kind of rub that in my hands. And I go under the eyes and over the forehead. I don't go over the lid. However, usually my serums are so wet that I do believe that the Retin-A kind of travels on the serums to the upper eye area. Then I go ahead and smooth it down on my neck. Some people can't use the Retin-A on their neck because it's too sensitive. And in that case, you might want to use a retinol or another milder form of Retin-A, but I have never really had a problem with that. And then I go ahead and smooth the last little bit on the backs of my hands. So that's how I apply my Retin-A. Now, the next step I do is actually a lash product. And this is the Organic Lash and Brow Serum. And I just throw it into my skincare because I was realizing that I was forgetting to use it. And so I just put this like right along the upper lash line there on both lashes. And I have noticed that this really helps my lashes to grow, especially when I use it. If I forget to use it, it doesn't. So there is that. Now, I was using the ordinary product of niacinamide. Niacinamide helps reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles and also larger pores on your face, which I really have a lot of large pores, so I really like this product. And I was using it in with all these serums, but I did a little bit more research and I realized that niacinamide can kind of counteract the effects of the vitamin C. So that was bad that I was using vitamin C and niacinamide at the same time. And this is the only thing that I do in the morning. I wash my face and I put this niacinamide on in the morning, so I get my niacinamide in that way. And I will say that for some of you who have seen my first Retin-A skincare video that I did many months ago, I used to use these two little oil of Olay products, and the reason I used them was because they included niacinamide. But I realized that, number one, in my first half, I have such oily skin that I never used a moisturizer. And I would try it, and it seemed like it made my skin look red and inflamed. And I was realizing that through using these products, my skin was looking more irritated and it felt a little sensitive and red. So I canned these products. I no longer use these products. And I replaced those products with the ordinary niacinamide, which really gives me the same thing that those products did, I felt largely. Now, how I deal with Retin-A peeling. At first, it was quite difficult, but now I really only have one product that I use, And this is the Dermi-E Anti-Wrinkle Cleanser. It's vitamin A plus glycolic acid. And what I do is in the morning in the shower, as my first step, I go ahead and take some of this and I put it all over my face and go ahead and actually I do shave my face too. So in the shower I go ahead and shave my face. Then I put this all around on my face and I let it sit on my skin while I'm washing and conditioning my hair and while I'm washing the rest of my body. Maybe it sits there maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes, something like that. And what I've found that it does is it kind of loosens those little peelies if you're getting some of those, and it just helps the skin look smoother and more even through the day. I really don't have a problem with peeling for the most part when I use this product. And I will say that with Retin-A, I've been on it for 8 months and there are still those days where I get a little bit of peeling. And usually I'm doing fine until maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I'll just be in the restroom or something at work and I'll look in the mirror and I'll just have a little bit of peeling right there. In fact, I did today. So that is one thing you just have to accept with Retin-A, that over time the peeling and irritation will subside, but you may also have to deal with it on an ongoing basis just every now and then. But to me, it is definitely worth it because my skin is looking, at least I feel, very much better than it did before the Retin-A. Well, if you're not a subscriber, I hope you'll go ahead and subscribe and click the little bell. That way you'll be notified of my future videos and you won't miss anything. Now, I always like to leave you with a little thought for the day, and I've been using this card deck, The Language of Letting Go. So I'll go ahead and choose us a card and we'll see what God and the universe would like us to concentrate on today. Okay, we'll try this one. Okay, healthy giving. Healthy giving. Today I will practice healthy giving, understanding that caretaking and compulsive giving don't work. That's certainly true. I choose what I want to give, to whom, when, and how much. It takes time to learn how to give in healthy ways. It takes time to learn to receive. Balance will come. This is a wonderful card. In my first half, I really was kind of a victim of doing compulsive giving. I just gave and gave and gave, especially to my children. And, obviously they have needs and you want to answer all of those, but in terms of wants, it's probably not the best thing to give them everything they want. Kids turned out great. I have 2 boys and they're wonderful young men, but even in adulthood, I find myself that if they mention they want anything, I just kind of get out the checkbook and, before I even think about it, I have, probably given too much. And my parents didn't do that for me. I mean, they gave me things on birthdays and Christmas and that kind of thing, but they pretty much let me go out into the world and figure out how to get the things I wanted. And I think that made me stronger. So I really do like this little card, and it's reminding me that sometimes compulsive giving is not a good thing, and it's really not very kind in the long run. Well, anyway, end of sermon on that. Well, in the first half, I made mistakes that I look back and wish I could have improved upon, but now I can improve upon them in the second half. I can and I will. Hope you have a great day and a beautiful second half. Take care. See you next time.